I'm here tonight with a very special guest, Blind and Dirty. I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you.
Hello, I'm Greg Gernon, keyboard player.
James.
Jeff Scheibel, bass.
Okay, and we have two other members, I believe. They weren't able to be here with us tonight.
We got Todd Coles, who's our lead guitar player.
He's in California right now, right? On vacation, kicking it on the beach.
Oh, okay. All right. And who else we got? We got somebody else, right?
Brian Webb, he's a drummer.
All right, shout out to Brian. We're here with you. Okay. Well, I'm very excited tonight because this is an amazing rock band that I've had the opportunity to check out. And they are out of Williamsburg, VA. And they're on the up and coming, and they do a lot of great music. Also, Grateful Dead covers. I know we're all familiar with them. So we're gonna get to know them tonight. Get to know a little bit about them, where we can see them, what type of music they do, and so I'm gonna let them tell a little bit about themselves. How about why don't we start with telling everyone how we all formed, how you came together, formed the band. Well, I guess first, how did you all meet? I guess, or you want to tell them?
We were in two different bands, local bands in Williamsburg. The lead guitarist kind of played in both bands, and he decided to pack up and move out west.
Pete Cornwolf.
And then we all decided to kind of merge together and form something.
All right, okay. And you all have a mutual love for the Grateful Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Band.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we beat, like both groups individually had their own, their own liking to the group, and it was kind of awesome when we got together and merged the two bands to form as one, and that's really when it kind of kicked off, and
That's
we hit that right with
It's
Grateful
kind of
Dead.
amazing. Kind
Now
of
Pete
fate.
had to move away.
Yeah.
He and his wife moved to go pursue higher dreams, if you will. They did climbing out west. So when he left, we had to get another guitar player. So we found Todd Coles, and guys, amazing.
Kind of sync together
Yeah.
perfectly.
Great fit, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great that you all had
Beautiful.
mutual interests somehow, so everything worked out the way it was
Yeah.
supposed to.
Right.
Okay, that's great. Okay, and well, something I would like to know, with them being said, we already know they're a great band and everything like that. I'm sure everyone will agree. Why are they're like your biggest inspiration? What is it about them? What is the biggest thing that has influenced you all with the Grateful Dead? Individually, I'm sure you
Me
may all have
personally,
different reasons.
my personal thing is the community. The community scene is just, you can't even explain how big it is. Everyone comes together and it's the sole purpose. It's not about looks or fashion or the money you make or what you do. It's about it's a very primal human instinct thing. Everyone gets together and vibes on a good time.
Yeah, it takes you back there to a place. Okay.
And the music.
Yes.
The music gets left out of that conversation a lot because a lot of people like to think that the Grateful Dead music is simple or 4 chords, but it's not. I mean, there's a lot that goes on in between the chord structures of the music, and
Lots of great
the
lyrics.
more you get into the
Sounds
lyrical,
and just-
the more you get into the music, the more you start to realize that it's
I understand.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Like,
we've
it's-
fans of the Grateful Dead now.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite Grateful Dead song that you all like to do?
Favorite song,
About 50
that's
of
a
them.
hard one to nail down.
Right.
I think that depends on the night and the mood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It definitely changes day to day.
Okay. So that's another thing. You all go to some of their shows. You're bound to hear some great covers by great people like the Grateful Dead, if you're Grateful Dead fans, as well as getting an opportunity to hear their own stuff and their sound and be introduced to them as well. So that is something definitely to look forward to for people who are fans of them. Okay, and I also saw online that you did I don't know how recently, I can't remember, but you did a cover of a Prince song too. You did Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Was that like a tribute, or had you done that before?
We tried to tackle that a little bit. Yeah, it was just a tribute.
I wasn't a
you know.
tackle. I heard you all. It was great. Y'all can go on
Thank
YouTube.
It was a tribute. Prince was just, I don't know, he was phenomenal. There's no one that was like Prince. He influenced so many people, regardless of genre or color or, you know, whatever your forte was. It's
What
just,
music is supposed to do. Bring
he
What
touched
another
everything,
uniter like the
you
Grateful
know.
Dead? He could bring everybody together.
Yes.
You know, and
It'd be
there's
the
music is
same
supposed to-
question if you said, what do you like about Prince?
Yeah.
Because-
Yeah. It's kind of a dumb question, isn't it?
That's a very dumb question.
I'm kidding.
It's a long
It's one of
answer.
those hard things to pinpoint.
Well, it was a great cover. I liked your twang and your
Thank
voice
you.
style. So he stuck to the original pretty well, but put his own voice, you know. So it was a really good cover. Good covers, good music. So.
And that's really, I think, a really important part about Blind and Dirty is we do that. You know, although we are, you know, trying to replicate, you know, what the Grateful Dead would bring to the stage each night. We do put our own flair on it, and it's like very.
Exactly.
We focus a lot on the energy.
Exactly.
You know, so we really try to liven everything up and just make it just a spectacular night where we can have a really, really good time and keep people engaged, you know. I think that's one thing that the Grateful Dead did. It's very uncommon, like you go to concerts these days and people have their cell phones out and, you know, they're taking videos, you know, or whatever it may be, like that. They're just not engaged with the music or with the band. And that's like something that the Grateful Dead did that was so iconic that really I don't think much people could emulate behind them. And that's really kind of what we try to do is keep everybody engaged. And I go back to that night when we did play Purple Rain, and I thought it was like so well placed because I really thought the place was alive and like the emotion and sentiment was behind that song the night when we played it.
Yes.
It was really kind of a special moment for me that night. It was awesome. I
I
enjoyed
loved
it.
the little guitar part too. When you all did your thing on there, you really did a good job. That's one of my favorite parts when watching Prince do his thing. And the guitar, when he has that moment where he's just, and people can appreciate the music. People don't do that too often today. So they're great with everything, with the instruments and the vocals. It's just good. So, but you brought up your name again, Blind and Dirty. I'm glad because I don't want to forget. I know some of you probably want to know. I'm so glad you brought it up because I don't want to forget to ask you this. Blind and Dirty. You know I gotta ask. How do you all come up with that name?
It's from a line from a Grateful Dead song.
Okay.
The song is Wharf Rat, and the line is blind and dirty. He asked me for a dime for a cup of coffee. But, yeah, so.
He's referencing.
He's
a
referencing
bum.
a bum alcoholic in the story. The storyline is about an alcoholic who lost everything. He's now homeless. He's on the street. He lost his woman. You know, but he's trying to get himself back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
And he's got a dream. It's like everybody's got a dream. It's just, it's kind of like grabbing the desperation of that.
Well, he kind of doesn't realize the state he's living in either. He's like holding on to the past, and he really, you know, that's what I think makes that song so awesome. I really appreciate we chose the lyric from that song.
I love it. I'm gonna watch this again. So can you give me the name of that song again?
it's called Wharf Rat.
Wharf Rat.
Wharf Rat.
Yeah, like a fisherman's wharf. Like
Okay.
The
wharf
last
rat,
time we
yeah.
played the National, which is kind of why we're here to talk about the National and the gig where we're opening up for Mo. Like that's a big thing for us. Like getting to play for Mo is a huge deal for us, but we're all big Mo fans. But the last time we played, we opened up for another band and we did Wharf Rat, and it was, I don't know, it was special because that one to us, when we do that, our fans get it. Like, if you ever played a gig and you've seen, you know, where you're playing and you have, you know, 150 of your fans and then other people, and then you watch, you know, when you say blind and dirty, you know, and you go into that, and then your fans go crazy, and other people are like, why are they going crazy?
Yeah, it's like
You know,
everything they all want to
it's
know.
pretty
And
awesome.
they'll ask,
Like,
and eventually we'll all be
so
in there. So
yeah, so we did that, but hopefully this time we can, you know, for Mo, have something that's special. You know, have
Yes.
something. We're all kind of big Mo fans. And
okay, all right. That's
Because
great. Yeah,
another
that's-
objective for us is to not. I mean, we played the National back in February, so
Okay.
we're not trying to like play the same thing we played. You know, it's-
Right. I think it's important to keep each night special and make it its own night. You
So
know?
for those who were there, you hear that we got some new surprises. That's good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Most
There'll be
definitely.
many new surprises at the
And-
National Disco Round, and we're excited
Good,
about
good,
it.
good. And that is on October 4th, correct?
Yeah,
So, and what time are we looking at here? 7:30?
7:30, yeah.
So we all want to be there. This sounds like a very interesting show. You know, you're going to get to hear some familiars from lots of people that you like, lots of talented bands that they'll be covering, and the new surprises they're speaking of. Do y'all want to give any hints of anything that we might hear?
We don't like to give away hints.
And that's good. That's
Other than
good.
it's gonna be a good time. It's
It'll
gonna
just
be
be a blast.
Yeah.
Our fans have come to know that we don't give them a bone early, but when we do give them the bone, we give them the whole bone.
That sounds like the best way to do it. That sounds like the best way to do it.
It's not uncommon that we'll start shows and really kind of play to the emotions of the night too. You know, it's very. It's not often that we actually write set lists down. We'll just kind of have something in mind as to what we're going to play that night.
Energy.
Which is
Yeah,
great,
just,
yeah.
you
Which
know,
a couple of the guys in the band, they don't like that.
Yeah.
But it keeps everyone on their toes.
Yeah.
So.
There's good things
And it
happen out of
keeps
surprises.
energy at the all-time high, and it
Mhm.
keeps you.
Do you ever get your fans out there shouting out like a surprise request or do this or something?
Yeah,
you heard
yeah.
before?
You get everything.
Y'all like that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, as long as it fits what was, you know.
He likes it.
Crowd interaction. Yeah, like.
All right, good.
We don't usually change it much because of that. Honestly, James calls out a lot of the tunes just because.
But it's so weird how nights go. You know, you could have like where everybody's just chill and mellow.
Yeah.
You know, it's more like a ballad and a laid back kind of night. And you got other nights where it's just high octane, where like everybody's out on the dance floor just going nuts, and you want to just keep that energy going. And that's really why we're not scripted. Like it's the best way you can describe us is unscripted. We're just totally like off the cuff and fly by the seat of our pants. And that's
There's
what
a
I
skill
love
that
about
no one talks about, and that's to choose a song based on the moment. Like to have a baseline of songs, and then to look out and see what's going on and choose a song
For that moment.
based on what you've already played,
Yeah.
what you played the last 5 shows,
The energy of the room at the time.
Oh yeah.
and then based on what's going on, and then to pull it out
When they want it.
when they
When
want
you
it.
feel it.
Not easy. We usually leave it up. James does a really good job of pulling that out.
And it also comes from the genre of music that we're influenced by. Like
Okay.
personally, I'm influenced a lot by the Grateful Dead. These guys are too, but also like these guys are influenced by Fish.
Mm-hmm.
The genre of jam band is not to repeat shows. You don't jump on the road and do a tour and play the same set list every night like a lot of mainstream rock bands do.
Right.
You don't do that because you want to keep your fan base interested.
Right.
You know, especially on the low level that we're at. You know, if people come out and see it, you know, every weekend in a bar, they don't want to see the same thing.
Right.
You know, it wears off
You want them to
really
feel
fast.
like they'll miss a show if
Really
they miss a
fast.
show.
Right, you want people to go home and be like, oh man, you can't believe they busted this out last night. It was awesome. And it
Okay.
was,
We
you
have certain ladies that come out to every single show.
Mhm.
We don't want to be bored
Disappointed.
by the same. If we played the cookie cutter thing every time, it doesn't do it.
See, these gentlemen this is a band to be glad to be a part of the fan base of. They seem like they're about pleasing their fans, so that's
well,
great.
that's what it's all about.
That
You
is
know,
what
that's
it's
really
all
why
about.
I
We
do
played
what
a lot
I
of
do.
shows.
You know,
We played a lot of shows together, and it's
Communal.
Yeah,
communal.
communal.
You learn by what works and what doesn't work, and you keep going from that. It's not about anything other than making people smile.
Yeah. There's a connection.
That is what it's about, yeah.
Like just be happy, you know.
And you all seem like pretty down-to-earth guys, and the energy is clearly great between you all. They always talk about, you know, bands, how long they've been together, and they have like a siblingship. You clearly all are like close, you're like brothers and everything, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. You got a good
Yeah.
energy going on.
and I think even the people that come to our shows too. You know, it's like it's very similar to what we talked about earlier with the Grateful Dead. It's like kind of like everybody checks their bags at the door and can be themselves.
That's
you know,
the feel
so
that,
yeah.
you give people that, so that's great.
Yeah, so it
Just
doesn't, like
nice and
James said, it
comfortable.
doesn't matter, you know, what you do for your day job or, you know, what you did 5 years ago or what you're doing tomorrow or, you know, if you're
Yeah.
drinking or not drinking, if you're sitting or if you're
Yeah.
dancing, like,
visually speaking, we're not perfect. You know, so it's you come dressed as you are.
Okay,
and
great.
I don't care if
This
you got
sounds
pants
like
on.
a fun show, and it sounds like the show at the National is going to be very fun.
Yeah.
One that the Blind and Dirty fans do not want to miss. Are there people, because you talked about these surprises, and I know you normally cover Grateful Dead and Mo and the other people that you talked about. Are there any people, surprising wasn't giving away surprises you don't like to, but are there any other artists or bands that you haven't covered yet that you would like to, that we don't know
Frank
about?
Zappa.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff on the list that we have not
In the future,
tapped
we're
into.
probably gonna.
You know, we'll,
I've always been a huge
we'll definitely
Frank
come
Zappa
out.
fan.
Great.
because
That's coming.
there's 5 of us, and we have a very wide variety of influences between the 5 of us.
Okay.
I mean, there's hundreds.
But we do a good job. We'll, you know, like it's communal the way we choose what direction we're headed in next. Like we'll put songs in a hat, like not literally in a hat, figuratively in a hat, and say, hey, guys, you know, what are 3 songs you'd like to add on? You know, and what direction do you want to take this in, and kind of meet in the middle. You know,
Okay. All right.
jam out and have a couple practices, see what sticks. And we're like, yeah, that actually worked, and then bring it out.
Well, these guys are smart. They're not going to give you everything, but there's something that you probably can do. I hope you all out for this show that we have coming up. Do you all want to tell everybody your social networks, maybe where they can, is there a place where they can go in for feedback and let you know if there's some things they want to see or?
Our webpage is www.blindanddirtyband.com.
Okay.
All spelled out, not an ampersand. So that's important. To say.
blindanddirtyband.com,
Yeah.
literally and the word A and D.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay, and we're on Facebook too?
We're on Facebook. That's pretty easy. Just type in Blind and Dirty. I think we're the only ones.
Okay.
We are.
All right. Yeah.
We're the only blind.
That's good. It's
So
good to
far.
be the only one. Okay, all right. So we want to shout out the other members too before we, say our officials. I want to thank you all for being here.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So we want to thank the viewers who are with us, and we want to shout out your other members before we say see you later.
Yeah.
Mr. Brian Webb on drums.
Yeah.
Wish
Todd
he was here.
Coles. Todd Coles is, I think
He's basking in Palm Springs
Yeah, we
right
don't
now.
want- yeah.
I don't think he needs a shout out. I think he
Okay.
Man's living his dream right
Yeah,
now.
he's on a beach. We're in a basement, so.
I wouldn't mind if you held that other poster up for.
Yeah, I think it's important to talk about our Not Fade Away gig too, if we have
That's
time.
Yeah, this one's all us.
So
Yeah,
yes,
this is.
all our band. Why don't you?
Yeah, but this will be the 2nd year. We're from Williamsburg. There's a local theater in Williamsburg called the Kimball Theater. It's right in Colonial Williamsburg, right downtown. And,
November?
November 19th. There's a band opening for us from Virginia Beach called Fixity Trio. They're a good staple down there at the beach scene. Great musicians. Like I say, it's our 2nd year. Last year we sold out, incredible time, and just
The place was off the chain. last year.
incredible.
great
Just-
hometown energy.
We're gonna be
The
posting
reception we had.
video from the last
It
year.
was awesome.
It's going to sell out. So if you want to come, you should buy now.
Yeah, get-
It's
Okay.
it's not a giant place. It's 400 people. It sells out.
That's November, everybody. So you hear what they're
November
saying? Get a
19th.
move on.
If you
November
need tickets,
19th.
hit us up on Facebook or at the band website.
Yeah, and for those who came last year, again, just like the national. Similarly, this year we've added like a lot of production. It's going to be much different vibe than last year. Again, like we were talking about earlier, we don't intend to
Completely different
We-
set.
completely
to
different set list.
Make a
different
show. We added lights. We added projections. We're gonna make a huge show.
Good production.
We enjoy
Big
that
show.
as much as you do.
Yeah.
And when they enjoy it, you all enjoy it. So.
And it's really cool because it's like an intimate setting, right in Colonial Williamsburg, so it's right there in Merchant
Right.
Square. And the way it came alive last year was awesome. I mean, I never would have expected. It felt like it was like a mini show,
Sounds
like people were hanging out outside of the venue, and it sold out. People were like asking for extra tickets, and I was just like, wow, man, it's like
Yeah, phenomenal night.
yeah.
Sounds like the place to be.
Yeah,
Holiday
that place-
season, loads of fun.
Yeah.
November 19th. Start looking for your tickets now.
That's
That's
right.
blindanddirtyband.com for the website, and they are on Facebook. They are on YouTube if you want to go check them out and check out their covers. It sounds like something you don't want to miss. And do not forget, we are pushing October 4th first. You can see them October 4th at the National, 7:30 p.m. Okay, so it's Blind and Dirty. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys for having
us.
you guys.
So much.
Thank you all the viewers.
Thank you.
Everybody, I'm Finesse Starr, and this is VaFlavorTV. Thank you. Showcase RVA.